Well, today we are continuing our interviews, and we have Cornell Wright. We know Cornell Wright. He plays the drums. He's a percussionist. He's been with us for many months. He played with the male chorus, and we're glad he's here. But he also is an administrator in North Carolina regarding minority health and health disparities. And he's going to talk with us today about his position and the work that he does for the state, specifically about COVID-19. Welcome to Mount Bright, Cornell.
Thank you, Pastor Dewey. I appreciate this time to spend with you, even though it's virtually. I always cherish the moments we have time to share it with each other.
Well, let me start off by asking you, what are the most current statistics and trends regarding COVID-19 in North Carolina?
So when I saw that question, I started laughing, right? Though any answer I give you is going to change by the time anybody sees this. So what we're seeing, though, that is consistent as a trend is that we're seeing an uptick of minority populations or historically marginalized populations seeing more of the brunt of this COVID-19 pandemic. And what I mean by that is, so African Americans make up about 22% of the population in North Carolina, but yet we are seeing our numbers in terms of percentage of cases, positive cases, and deaths in the 30s and 40%. And that is what contributes to what we call the disparity. And so when we think about these terms, we're trying to get to a point where we are practicing and advancing what we call health equity. And health equity is the opportunity for everyone to have good health. The unfair differences that prevent that from happening, we call the health inequities. And the way we measure the gaps or the differences are what we call the health disparities.
Okay. Well, many are asking, when is it safe for churches to reassemble for worship? What are the risks of gathering too soon? And what factor does worshipers' age play in making these decisions?
So no, that's a great question. So it's very situational. You know, you have different size congregations across the state. There are some interesting things at play, especially with faith communities in the state of North Carolina. There's been some litigation that prevents some things from happening in terms of adherences to guidance or executive orders. So I would say you have to be careful how you reassemble. And when you do reassemble, you got to put things in place that will still kind of protect you. So you want to still have social distancing, well, we call it physical distancing measures in place. You want to make sure that you've cleaned off all the pews and seating and, you know, the bathrooms and all the common areas. You want to make sure door handles you're cleaned off. You want to make sure people are wearing face covering. Now, that's going to be one of the interesting things when you get back together and commune is how people will worship with the face coverings on, because I don't know how often you wear your face covering, but when I have to go into my office, just the walk from my car to the elevator is like, it's different. You breathe different, right? And so just think about somebody getting happy in the spirit. I know, you know, if it's real, they'll be protected, but it's still an adjustment. And then when you think about what would be some other helpful information is not having certain elements of your worship, like the moments where people are hugging each other. You know, you want to keep practicing the physical distancing. And then the door you come in, you want to have another door to go out.
Mm.
And so this is some of the guidance that we've been sharing with faith communities of just when you do reassemble, do it in a manner that still protects people's lives. And you asked about the age. We're seeing a lot of elderly people having issues with COVID. And so this is a lot to protect that age range, but anybody can get COVID regardless of your age range.
Now, you are the top state administrator in North Carolina regarding minority health and health disparities, and you're also a person of faith. How do you synthesize these two components in your life? And what advice would you give Christians about staying safe and maintaining their faith at the same time during COVID-19?
Yeah, so definitely. So I am the executive director for the North Carolina Office of Minority Health and Health Disparities within the Department of Health and Human Services. And it's a very interesting question, right? So on the first part of the question, it is driven by faith and knowledge and making sure you have understanding of what is out there and what the precautions are. I personally have underlying health issues, so I have left my house a total of 5 times since March 11th.
Wow.
And I am very blessed to have a supportive family. My wife works as a microbiologist, and so she has to go to work. So she's able to, go to the store, but her regimen, is so amazing because I've been in the car at least once when she's gone to the store, and I just stayed in the parking lot. And I mean, she's wiping down, she's, putting hand sanitizer, she's got masks on. She's sewn masks. The mask she got made for me and my daughter, is like a 5-layer mask. And then you can also put another professional type of PPE or personal protective equipment mask in there. So like an N95 you could put in there as well. So we have to be cautious to not move too far in terms of jumping when they start opening things. Like sometimes it's not always the best depending on your situation, your health situation. So we walk by faith and still have to be smart about our choices that we make. And so, but the faith component that I carry with me every day helps me make the right decisions, whether it's on my job or personal life.
That sounds like that's the advice you give to all of us.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking this time and sharing your expertise and making it available to Mount Bright. You have blessed us, and we pray God's blessing upon you and your family. And we look forward to that day when we'll be able to get back together and share fellowship in person sometime in the future. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.